NLP Practitioner Presupposition number 6. You've probably heard the phrase, calibrate on behavior. But what does it mean? Well, in short, it means that you should pay attention to how a person behaves and then respond accordingly. It's helpful for understanding people, improving relationships with family members or co-workers, and generally being a more successful human being. So let's dive into this concept more deeply and see how we can apply it in our daily lives. Abraham Lincoln said, "The most important information about a person is that person's behavior." Remember, people don't always tell the truth, but their behavior can. As a leader, it's important to remember that people say what they think you want to hear. Don't be fooled. The most important information about a person is not what they tell you, but their behavior. When we're talking about how people act at work, it can be easy to focus on the things they tell us. For example, I'll make 100 prospecting calls, or I'll complete the project by 3 p.m. But these statements may not reflect reality if you pay attention to how those people actually behave at work. Warren Buffett once said, "You do not know who has been swimming naked until the tide goes out." In other words, when people tell you what they are going to do, everything sounds fine. The tide is in. But when it's time to act, what do they actually do? That's the reality. The tide is out. Calibrate on behavior. Judging by what people say is not the same as judging by their actions. This is why it's so important to observe a person's true behavior, rather than what they say out loud. If you can get yourself into the habit of noticing what people do and calibrate it against what they say, then you've got a great way to decide whether someone is congruent or not. Did they tell you they would try? Try essentially means, I'm not going to do it. It implies a lot of effort, but doing nothing. Try is a way that the speaker allows themselves to avoid responsibility for their actions or inactions by claiming they have tried their best, even though they did not actually follow through on their commitment. We all have a tendency to judge people based on their words, rather than by what they actually do. This can lead us astray as we make assumptions about what they are like, which might not be true at all. The best way to avoid this is to take others at their behavior instead of taking them at what they say. Calibrating on behavior means that we look at the actions of others to determine if they are congruent. This is a concept that has been around for centuries, but it's one that everyone can use in their daily lives. It's especially relevant when it comes to business relationships and professional connections, because these interactions often come with financial consequences.